this is a quick tour of the new user interface that we introduced with VitalSigns version 4.0, which we'll be using going forward. VitalSigns is a browser-based application designed specifically to monitor the IBM collaboration stack of products, so things like IBM Connections and Sametime and Websphere and Domino and Traveler and all that good stuff. We monitor. You can see at a glance here of all of my servers. I've got 7 that are currently not responding, 18 with issues, and 2 with no issues at all. Of course, this is test data, so don't think I'm the worst administrator in the world. We sort of set it up this way specifically so the product could detect issues. That's what it does, after all. I can also see the breakdown. So of my 7 servers that are not responding, 4 of them are Domino servers and 3 of them are Websphere servers. And if I wanted to see just the Websphere servers, I'd click on this. If I wanted to see just the Domino servers, I'd click on that. If I wanted to see all my issues, I'd click over here. And if I wanted to see all of my servers, I would just click on the list of servers. So why don't I go ahead and do that? This is a way that you can drill down. Let me put the menu out of the way. You'll see that'll just pop out if you need it, or you can pin it open, whatever you prefer. I'm going to put it away for now that you've seen it. So here's my list of all of my servers, and I can filter the list by type or by status or by typing in a match to the name, or I can just kind of scroll through the list looking for things that catch my interest. Servers with a green background in the bar here are perfectly okay. The red ones not responding, and the orange ones I've got an issue of one kind or another. I don't have any servers currently in a maintenance window, but if I did, those would be gray. So let me click on a server just to show you some detail. Here's a DOM2. It's a Domino server, clever name, DOM2, DOM1 and DOM2. And if I go from one to the other, you'll see pretty easily which one is more likely to have trouble. That would be this one, which is just about out of space. Over the course of the day, I can see how many users are on it, what it's doing for memory, what it's doing for CPU, and it may have other issues besides just the disk space. So let me click on the Health Assessment tab. This shows you all of the tests that VitalSigns performed against the server and whether the server passed or failed or not. There's a couple of ones that failed here. And actually, they're just symptoms of the disk space. So the reason the Traveler server is red is because it's out of disk space. Because this is a Traveler server, there's a tab here for Traveler Health. And I can look down and see the device syncs and HTTP sessions and Java memory and so forth, things that are very Traveler specific. And you'll notice that when I go to a server that's not a Traveler server, that tab is not there. And likewise, if a server is a member of a Domino cluster, you'll get a cluster health page. And when it's not in a cluster, you won't. Depending on what kind of server you click on, let me go ahead and pick a connection server. So here's one of my connection servers, and you see you've got statistics around communities and profiles and blog, wikis and forums and so forth. And this is super cool when you're trying to get a sense of how Connections is being used. This is real status information. We also have screens that are specific to server type. So we have a Domino server health and a Connections health and a Traveler health and a Websphere health and so forth. Did I click on a Websphere server? No, I didn't. Let me just pick one of those just so you can see how cool that is. All right. We have reports and key metrics. So if I wanted to look specifically at my mobile users, there's a screen that shows you devices and the types of things that they have and when they last synced and so forth. We also have key metric pages for Sametime and Domino and Connections. I think you get the idea. We also have what we call key metrics. So if you wanted to look at specific things like memory and CPU and disk space and so forth, we put all that on the screen at a glance. And then we have reports, and reports are fine-tuned around a particular area. So one of the ones that I'm particularly proud of is some of the reports that we're doing around Connections. So let me click on Reports, Connections, and now you see you've got the list of the reports around Connections. So one of the things that you care about when you're deploying Connections is to try to find out who is using it so that you can talk to them and get their success stories and share it around the organization. So we call those people internal champions and key influencers. So we've got a report that shows, okay, here's what these people are doing and their total. We also have this internal champions report that shows you, over the last 90 days, conveniently it's me doing the demo. Alan Forbes has got a lot of bookmarks, not so many blogs, a couple of activities, and you can see over here we've got just one of these. One thing here, if you wanted to take say, forums off the list, or you wanted to take blogs off the list. The chart updates dynamically based on the stuff that you're interested in. So there's all kinds of reports around every category of the IBM stack here. So they've got some Domino reports like transactions per minute and log file scanning and monitor tasks and the cluster health and so forth. And finally, the last thing we have is the configurator. And the configurator looks familiar. You see we've got the list of servers here. But now when I click on a server, instead of getting its performance, I get the attributes of the server, like how often do I want to scan it, and what are my thresholds, and do I want to take any action when something happens, and so forth. So do I want to set thresholds on disks, and do I want to set them on server tasks, and so forth. And this is also where you would go to set up your alert settings, like which mail servers to send the alerts out through, and who gets the alerts when, and all that good stuff. You set up maintenance windows, and this is where you import your servers and set the general application settings. So it's super easy to use. And if you are a mobile user, let me go back to the main screen here. If you're a mobile user and you're accessing it from your iPhone or from an iPad or some other mobile device, it scales perfectly and looks beautifully. Let me go and show you the developer tools in Chrome, which allows me to simulate what it looks like on an iPhone. Click on that. Sorry, that's an iPad. You see the things resize and stack on top of each other really nice. If I was on an iPhone, it does the same thing. So super cool. It's a dramatic improvement in terms of our user interface, and we're very excited to be releasing this from version 4.0 forward. Thanks for watching.